Basically, so we'll entertain a motion. What we want to do is move on a new business executive session down to after monthly updates.
Yes, sir.
And that will be item number, that's going to be number one.
You want to do on the comments?
Yeah. And you know, we can, let's be something to eat. And then we'll get that.
That'll be before comments.
Yes, sir.
That'll be executive session?
Yes, sir. And so we're going to move it away from new business.
Further motion that we accept the agenda, adding, moving the executive session to item E under
Okay, we have a motion to second. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Okay, so you have your minutes that they were emailed to us from the February meeting. We've had a chance to review them. If there are no issues with all, we entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay, we're going to move them second. Okay, we let it down. All right, all in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Is there public business? No, we good here. No public business. 4 5 weeks ago. Okay. All right, any other business? No. Okay. And since we moved that, there's no new business. That's correct. Okay. Then that moves us down to the finance report.
Okay, what I have prepared for you is the February 28th to 26th financial report from Templeton. The first page one shows the different accounts and the amounts at the ending of February. And the pages thereafter, it's an itemized breakdown of different expenditures as well as receipts. If there's any particular item that comes to your attention that you want me to give an explanation on, point out. This is what those 4 accounts had at the end of February. Had a department heads meeting about 2 weeks ago with all the department heads at the courthouse, and as far as they're saying, is that the civic center is pretty much right on point with where we need to be. And of course, there's always a few items, particularly from a maintenance standpoint, that we're doing. But for the most part, there's
I was a little bit ready to do this, and I thought you was trying to come in and fashion on.
yes, I was going to move that as well.
That's kind of what it was. We have to.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay.
So it's a little bit. It's children.
Right. Actually, that's what we're working on. Order.
But I forgot to do
It's all right.
but I talked to the coach yourself.
Right.
For that big.
Oh, yes.
ayes have it, motion is carried.
The next item I have on the uses for February and March, I have already in the folder. It gives a itemized breakdown of the different activities that took place during those 2 months. February, it shows activities along with the receipts for that month, and for the month of March, some of these events have already taken place for several months in line. And as you can see, February was a pretty good month for us.
You feel like the little people's, event was overwhelmed with community?
I would, yes, but I
Would
would.
you consider having it again?
Oh yes, they afterwards. He said we went beyond their expectations, and they're wanting to hold at least twice a year. It's good to see it.
I missed it. I brought my grandson out Friday. Saturday. Friday or Saturday. I drove up on the floor. Where's everyone? He was so thrilled, and he ran into we were here, but we gonna be got done with services and came out here to park up Liberty. And I called Diane and asked her about, I said, what's happening with the wrestling? She said, well, that was on Wednesday. I was Wednesday. And he was so disappointed.
Well, I tell you, he was here, and I saw him. I saw part of his recognized from because we were getting pushed in the wheelchair. So I saw him, but I was sitting down, and he was sitting there, I didn't miss him. So he got out of his hospital bed and come to visit wrestling.
Were you out here?
I was.
So
It was good. And my wife, because we sit there a while, and she kind of said, "Man, you're gonna be angry." Let me see. Put the trash can set up for $700.
Yeah, the auction went off for $700.
I beat up their trash can because they didn't beat the rest of the trash can. And then I think the bid was $400. Yeah.
The autograph for
Yeah, they
never.
Trash can you can't use, but they.
They coming back this year?
probably early next year.
Oh,
We're gonna try to see what we can work out. Because they go all over the country and very well received. And so it's hard to get a meeting. That's why we don't have meetings as opposed to a weekend. But that's something that we are working on.
Well, we can probably do that too.
Well, I would like to look at the website, and it's amazing how far those guys, because I think they had something in Saturday. Maybe that moved somewhere fairly close by. That's all. It's they busy. But it was something else, I think.
There's a really good mixture of people here, young, old, all races, and quite a few people. And it went well. It was good.
That other young guy said, that I wonder about, I don't get it before the academic little person sitting across from him.
He's local. He's local. He's local.
Because there was a lot of interaction between him and the folk on the tournament. So one of the guy to tell him, you come over here. And I was thinking, so man, the guy's like, well, you don't want me to get up. Come on. And I figured they must be full of that.
Actually, I can't think of his real name. They call him Dee, but he's from Greenwood, from out of Delta Park area. And he helped did a lot of promotion for us. Commercial, did a lot of talking for us. And when he came in, he had his own little celebrity. He was his own little group of people who was just so receptive to him. Everybody called him. He went over talking to different people. So as he sat, that was good saying out in the audience, he was interacting with people in the
He was also mentioned.
yes, he did.
Well, they got dog skinny guy for sure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we got for sure. Yeah. I think I remember that.
Yeah. So,
he kept it live.
Okay.
all right. All I have for March and February is report on the activity report.
That's information, so if you want, you go to the concession.
Okay. Under the concession report, I have for you from that evening, that gives a detailed breakdown of what our startup was, what we actually made, and what the deposit was. That was just our one concession stand. Of course, and if you specifically at credit card usage. One of the better things that we can, for those who don't have cash, and when people have a tendency to utilize when they're swiping their cards, they buy more. So it worked out well. We did know that in the event that when we do another one, because we really didn't know what to expect as far as the crowd. But we'll have both concessions open. It was a long line continuously. So, they far exceeded our expectations. But that's what we did on concession for that evening.
Then that will go down to item number 8.
Okay, we just spoke.
Well, you want to accept the financial report?
We did.
You did? I mean,
Well, the rest of that concession, all that is basically good.
well, that's what I'm asking. That's Roman numbers 6 or 7.
Right.
So
we'll entertain a motion.
yeah, I mean, that's what I think we need to do. So I move that we accept the financial report.
Okay, then we will probably second all in favor. All opposed, guys have it. Motion carried. So what we can do in the future is we'll lock and just cut it all in this motion at the end of the vote.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to take that second. Thank you.
We do that. We just spoke about the little people wrestling or midget wrestling, so like that went over quite well after I was entertaining a conversation with one of the promoters about bringing it back at one time. So they're very much interested in it. That's something that we really want to attain. Under B, the stage play when I want to sped up, which was going to be held on Friday, April 17th, has been canceled at this point due to the lack of ticket sale. And I had an opportunity to talk with the promoter. And you and I knew that there were going to be possibly some challenges being that it was on Friday. And with the people who normally come from out of town from different distances who may work on throughout the weekday and get off at 5 o'clock, it was going to be a challenge to get here on Friday. So we looked at it at a later date, perhaps on a Saturday or something. I think the one that we had last time was Sunday afternoon, and it went very well attended, went over well. But he was going to be at another location on Saturday and on Friday, and that Sunday, that's why he wasn't able to do it on those 2 days. But we're still looking at rescheduling that at some point. Under C, the usage of the agri center. We finally been able to get the okay to go ahead and start utilizing the ag center as far as for the people who might work their horses. And I was out with a young lady out of Ilbina last week, and they came out. She got her horse, we rode it, took the barrels out, did the things that they wanted to do. So we charged a fee for that. And that's about trying to expose the ag center to have more functions out there. You had the horse shows or rodeo, and so we got pretty good views on that. It's true that we've become very familiar with working the website. So all of the information that we host here, we get the information distributed, she puts them on the website. And so that helps out a lot of exposing as well. So, but one of the things was that we just need to get the clearance from the insurance company that a person can go out and ride the horse, and if they want to have to fall or anything ended, it doesn't hold us or the county responsible. So what we were suggested to do from the insurance company was just put up big signage that indicate ride at your own risk and so forth. And once we got that clear, the lady came out the very next day. And that was something that they had been asking and talking about for the longest. And I think with that type of exposure through the media, we're going to be able to win it out of US at this point. But we've already talked to Jim. Just looking at something in October. We haven't been sealed down yet, but that's what we're looking for something for October for actual rodeo. And that was a good opportunity, right, to me to expose it to a group of people that have been coming out that they had been going to some of the other local or outside of this county facilities who work in horses. And working them, from what I saw Yes, ma'am.
So when the people use these facilities, they don't have to have their own insurance.
When they're hosting a function, say like a blues show or a rodeo, there's a $1 million liability policy that they have to purchase. So that's more of a fundraiser because at that time they're raising funds and they have to be covered, which also covers us. But to go out and just ride your horse in the manner which this lady did, that comes under the county's insurance. And that was one of the things that I was sure to look to find out, was that possible for us to be able to do that. So with the county's insurance cover that. There's not much difference in here at the Civic Center. If somebody's hosting let's say a banquet or a party, depending on what type of function it is, if it's a fundraiser for the most part, you're going to have to get a liability insurance policy.
Okay.
But we're covered under our insurance based on what they're doing out there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. And under D, the group that came here last year that did Circles on Ice, they're coming back. It's Comedy Entertainment, and they're going to be coming on Friday, April 10th. It's more or less a kid type show. I think it's musical / circus. They've already paid their fee in full. It's the same group, but they're bringing a different type of show. They really enjoyed when they came here for the Circus on Ice. They like the facility, they like what we offer, and they were looking just for you to come back for another event. And we've already got that one booked, so they will be coming back in. And as that time gets closer, I'll let you all know more about it. If they're going to have out tickets, and we'll do a lot more promotion on as well. Okay.
I didn't watch the show, though. I missed it. You know, it's moving and the playoffs, you know, right? And I missed it. How'd that go?
Mr. Cook, if you would, because I'm going to be biased.
It went well. It went well. It did. And that was it was kind of a little bit shaky at first because people were kind of late coming in. But they showed up. I think he showed 1,000 or so that paid.
Yes.
But it was really nice. It was interesting.
And it went over so well that they're interested in coming back perhaps later this year or early next year. They're really coming back. Yes, they went over really well.
It was well received. I mean, they really get the audience involved in it, you know, but it was nice.
And this is an item that we had talked about some time ago, and I just want to give you an update on the truck situation. We finally was able to find one at the price range of the state requirements, state contract basically, and finalized it on Friday, and hopefully they'll have it here sometime this week. It's going to forward. Yeah, it's a ramp. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Well, that's all I had on the monthly update.
So that brings us down to E that we added to the agenda for executive session. So at this point in time, we'll entertain a motion for the need to go to executive session. The move. Second. And probably second. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. So now we'll entertain a motion to go to